out of this world deal or regular run-of-the-mill tent? Let's find out.
Today we're going to be taking a closer look at the Space Dome 2 by Unigear. This is a freestanding two-person tent that's a brand new release for spring 2022. So let's check it out and see what it's all about. It's a pretty standard content so far. We've got the tent body, the tent fly, the tent poles, the stakeout points, and the guy lines. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with these tent poles. These are a 8.5 milliliter thickness, 7001 aircraft grade aluminum tent pole, which means that these are going to be really durable during high winds, and they also help to save on weight. Unlike a lot of two-person tents on the market, the Space Dome 2 has 4 structural tent poles that make up the main body of the tent. The Space Dome 2 comes with 11 aluminum tent stakes, and these are pretty decent quality stakes. I really like when a company uses a grommet-based suspension strap to tie the poles into the corners of the tent body. And what that is the use of a grommet in this braided strap where this tip of the aluminum pole inserts directly into, creating a nice snug fit. This makes the tent a whole lot easier to set up by yourself. Up until now, this has been a fairly standard dome tent assembly process, but next we're going to go into what gives the Space Dome all of its space. One of the things that makes the Space Dome 2 a unique dome tent when compared to a lot of other small dome tents is its use of 2 poles that run crosswise on each side of the tent. This really increases the amount of space that's available on the inside of the tent. Now, it's important when you're installing these side poles to make sure that this bar is going to rest on the top of the main tent frame poles. And there's a sleeve here that it's going to pass through. So you pass it through this sleeve and make sure it rests on the top of both the other poles. Then you're going to locate this braided strap that's on the front of the door that has a metal clasp on it, and that clasp is going to hook directly into the end of this tent pole. If you take a look at this tent from a side view with these side poles installed, you're really going to see how much it takes that tent body wall and pulls it away, which means it gives each person on the inside optimal headroom. Instead of having the most space directly in the center and having to kind of lean in to avoid making contact with the side, this tent actually holds the side wall away so that way you can utilize the space more effectively. This rainfly is built with wind resistance in mind. This is an extremely secure fly. There are multiple points on the inside where you can tie them, and that is going to give you very good stability. The other component that they've included on the rainfly is the same metal clasp with a thumb pull tensioner. So you pull this and you pop that right around this part of that side pole, and that's going to help hold this rainfly in place.
The tent fly is secured to the tent body with braided straps that have plastic clips and tension adjusters so you can adjust each corner of the tent fly to your desired setting.
This tent handles condensation phenomenally. It's going to vent really, really well. Just look at how much space is available underneath this fly at the guy out point. The tent fly has 2 built-in vents, one on either side, and it is supported by a metal stay. Everything on this tent seems pretty high-end for a pretty cheap cost. I mean, even the cord locks, these are made out of aluminum. They're not those cheap, flimsy, super annoying plastic ones that you typically see on tents. Unigear really has thought of everything. The rainfly of the Space Dome 2 is made out of a 68 denier polyester taffeta with a hydrostatic head rating of 2,000 millimeters. The floor of the tent is made out of 150 denier Oxford polyester with a hydrostatic head rating of 3,000 millimeters. The tent is 7.2 feet long, 4.59 feet wide, and has a peak height of 47 inches. The Space Dome 2 has 2 doors, which is really great. A lot of tents in this price range are only going to feature a single door. This is the front door with a dual zipper with a fold-up flap. And these zippers run really smoothly, allowing you to roll this flap up and to secure it with T-ties. The secondary door features a safety loop that you can attach to the main tent stake to keep this door fully closed when it's not in use. And then it has a nice zipper that comes up and around, featuring a door that you can roll sideways and secure with T-ties to keep it out of the way. You'll notice the main tent door is a D-style door with a zipper that operates extremely smooth. And look at all that room on the inside. Let's go check it out. This tent is humongous for a 2-person tent. The use of those 2 sidebars really helps to take the side walls that normally would come up on an angle like this and push them out so that you can actually sleep 2 people plus a little bit of gear in here. So it is actually a true to size tent. Another really unique thing about this tent are the pole sleeves. You'll notice we've got 2 on each side, and then we've got the crossing poles in the center. Now these pole sleeves are made out of a mesh material. Unlike most manufacturers that would choose to make that sleeve out of a polyester, which would transfer moisture from the inside of the tent fly to this seam right here, this breathable material is going to allow a lot better ventilation and is going to reduce that risk of condensation substantially. Now, if you take a look at the underside of the tent fly, you're going to notice that these seams are meticulously taped, which means that this tent is not going to leak at the seams. We look at this point here, which is a guy out point on the exterior of the tent fly. We flip that over, we find that that meets up with a tie out point underneath, and we can see that it is completely seam taped around all of these adjoining pieces, so that should be waterproof as well. There's a nice window in the front of the tent and a matching one at the back door as well. Maybe you're just starting to look at a new tent and you're considering your options. And if that's the case, I want you to click right over here to go check out what Amazon's #1 selling dome tent is. And I'll see you guys over on that one.